One sec. All right. What's up, guys? Just made some pizza to eat while watching the stream. Nice. Girk, I think we're ripping tomorrow. Because all candles after green candles are also green candles. It's an interesting thesis, Cobra. Hey, Jen Jen. Good morning. Afternoon. Hmm, afternoon. Green today for the color of choice. Day Friday kind of looks like a call squeeze with that Charmadillo effect. It was a short put squeeze. It was impressive. Wow, it was a short list this week. I like it. Can we talk about cats? Maybe, in a little bit. First, we're going to cover some stocks. Let's see here. There we go. If I didn't have an expectation, I didn't post it. Nice. Were there things that had more votes than Apple? Fubo. Because earnings FOMO. Because the price is cheap. Or can we cover the ones with the least votes for a change? That would be the opposite of why we have voting. I mean, the list is pretty short, so I think I'll get to the end of it. Because I think if people didn't give a reason for asking about the ticker, Carl removed them. BTU had 0 votes. Finally. God, now it can go up. Mm. Can we cover Dole? What about it? It's doing okay. Is there something specific that you need to cover on Dole? They had a missed earnings, and then they beat earnings again. Oh, we needed reasons. I want to go short Upstart, but it's not on the list. Why would Dole squeeze? How do you feel about the new crypto strategic reserve? It's retarded. It squeezed from 7 to 14. It didn't squeeze. It went from 7 to 14 over the course of like a year. Bananas are cheap since eggs are expensive and are being replaced. The bananas or the eggs? Can you replace a banana or an egg with a banana? You can scramble bananas. Hmm. Curious. Makes a super weird omelet. Yeah. That might not taste very good. What do vegans use to replace eggs? My wife has replaced me with a banana many times. I don't see why eggs would be any different. Hmm. Bean juice, tofu. Why would you use chia or flax to replace an egg? I'm gonna look up egg substitutes. Oh shit. It's a banana. Well, in baking. Silken tofu, vegan yogurt. Oh my god. This is all just for baking. Oh, there's like this stuff called eggs from plants. And they have liquid egg substitute. Can you look at Root? Because I'm thinking the scam is taking effect. Yeah, it has been. How long until the Bitcoin reserve destroys the dollar? We don't have a Bitcoin reserve yet. Trump saying things and Trump doing things are very different things. Do you play distressing porn for your chickens? Hmm. Alright, let's start the list. First up is Apple. Actually, hold on. Boop. Someone wants to sell hard bounce off GN. Does this have legs to 250? Selling credit spreads, bear call spreads. Okay, interesting. So the market bounced 250 points in a day. Apple did roughly the same, and you want to sell bear call spreads on it. It was me. I started it. I see. Someone on the rumor has started, or someone in the Discord has started a rumor that you have the devil's curly hair. I don't even know what that means. I get all of my manscaping done during the week, and the hair on my head is straight. Curious. All right. Anyway, Apple. So it does look like it bounced off gamma neutral, picked up some positive gamma into Friday's close. Delta continued to fall off. Looks like gamma goes just fucking straight up to like 260. This looks bullish as fuck. IV didn't move up too much. But IV10? No, I kind of got shut down too. Let's see. Let's look out here. Pretty bullish if it gets above 245. There's not too much delta to the upside, but it could get to like 250, 255, maybe 260. There's a lot of gamma. So, I would say it just looks pretty bullish. If it loses 240, things might turn around. But it hasn't. So, um, AI, like C3 AI? I don't even think we have their fucking info. Their options chain like fell apart like a long time ago, if I remember. Bullish reversal. Their earnings beat. Their margins are still really bad. Dun, dun, dun. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'd need to see the options chain on this. Like, technically, it's at a support. Close to one, but dipped a little below it. Downside support's like 1880. I don't know what could possibly be bullish here. Maybe if he gets back above like 25. Calm produces and sells shell eggs. Recent high due to egg prices. Yeah, I know. 10% drop due to calls for FTC investigation into price fixing, supply limiting. This week news broke of a conversion agreement for 100% of Class A shares to turn into common shares. Seems like okay. I used to own Calm like a while back. Like a few people have brought it up on stream. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure that the Class A to C stock conversion's good. I mean, it's dilutive. Um, hmm. They're pretty fucking overvalued right now. Let's see what their options look like. Oh, we don't have Calm either. Jesus, we need to add some tickers. Yeah, I don't have options positioning on it, but I can't imagine that the conversion is bullish. So I would say it could probably continue to fall. Maybe back to a more reasonable fucking price. I have a family member that's loaded with Calm shares. Huh, nice. I bought some back in like 2021 when I was trying to hedge off like a recession due to the Fed raising rates, but then the Fed wasn't aggressive enough and we had too much money in the system. So I think I sold out in 23. It got up to like 50 or something dollars a share and I bailed. Can you do Nuivideo if it wasn't voted for to see post earnings and repositioning? Yeah, we can. It's on. I think it's on here. Celsius. I would expect Celsius should have some support around 25, but let's take a look at the options chain following the massive move after earnings. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of support here at 25. The euphoria of the buyout announced at earnings seems to have faded a little bit. However, I think there's a decent chance that this ends up turning into like a bump and run. People are probably going to be fairly willing to sell puts on Celsius, if not at 25, slightly below it. Looks like there's a decent amount of theta on these already, like April, June, September, Jan. There's not a lot of sold puts at like 22.50 or 20 yet, but some. And there's a pretty decent amount at 30. So yeah, I would say that this could probably start turning around. Support at 25.50, 25 looks pretty decent, and then there's gamma to the upside out into the March OPEX. So some of this call positioning might drive some price action as well. Let's take a look at vol. Yeah, vol fell off pretty hard. Realize vol hasn't really declined, so I think implied volatility could pick back up again pretty easily as realized vol falls. Let me see something else. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of shorts got like fucking hit, and then they're fighting back on it. So I would say that there's probably a pretty decent chance it turns around. Gamma's not gained really quickly to the upside on this, but it's not really lost very rapidly on the downside move either. neutral's at 22.50 and it closed just under delta neutral on Friday. So I would say I would probably wait and see if it gets above DN, or if you wanted like a way longer term signal, it might be worth waiting to see when and if gamma neutral gets above delta neutral. So, with the Alani merger, it's probably going to start to pick up a lot more options interest than it's had. It did pick up some delta over the last couple of days. That delta and gamma's fallen off for the most part. But the adjusted delta is still pretty close to positive, and gamma's still positive. So I would be surprised if it could find some support here and bounce back up, which would give you, a bump and run out here on the daily, and possibly like a continuation to the upside. Um, so yeah, I might look out for some support around this range. All right, DVN US v Ukraine breakdown. I don't think the U.S. Ukraine deal was really going to have a huge effect on DBN. Maybe some, but the Ukraine may refuse to take LNG imports from the U.S. In which case, I don't really think it's very pertinent. LNG did pick up a little bit because there's a potential for continuation with the war. Especially now that Zelensky got backing from the UK over the weekend. Let me look at Henry Hub real quick. Yeah, nat gas futures aren't performing too badly yet. We can take a look at yeah, let's take a look at the options chain on it. Still under gamma neutral. Gamma neutral's 37. Delta's still negative. Gamma's still negative. Still seems like there's plenty of like sold put positions supporting it at 35. Getting above 37.50 and 40 are going to be the like more important upside targets. Some of that positioning looks kind of bullish over the next month, but then it looks a little worse past April. Upside delta. Where's that? There's that big fucking all this negative delta out here at like 620. All right. Oops. Is Putin bad? He's not a nice guy. Yeah, I could take a look at tea. Alright, let's see what's next. EIX. Oh, Jesus. 54, 44. Get out to like 65. Popped a little on Friday. Yeah, could. Delta's picking up pretty quickly. Gamma's also turning around really fast. Plenty of gamma to the upside. Not a lot of delta past 60 though. This could be a lot of resistance. Okay. Yeah, X still looks pretty bullish. Alright, Fubo. Let's see how things look post earnings. Slammed a little bit. The downside interest seems to have fallen off. Sold puts at $3 and $3.50, with gamma to the upside at 354, 450, and 5. Delta's positive across all strikes. That's weird. What about if I go... Okay. So where does all the negative delta fall off? After April. Huh. Curious. Okay. How's fall? Well, it's kind of inching out. HV still going down. 60, 90 still ticking up. Oh God. Good question about Apple. Is vol turning down, potentially showing sold calls closing? Probably not. Usually sold calls closing would drive vol up. So no, I don't think so. It could be put selling, which would be even more bullish. Gap fill, please. That seems pretty reasonable, actually, for Fubo. Netflix vs Tesla straddle. What kind of question is that? Netflix, Nuivideo, I just want to see how to read the GS data. Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna take a look at Tesla and Netflix, and then I'm not gonna comment on your position at all. Me too. Who I assume wrote that. Um, Tesla looks like it got a bounce off of Delta neutral, rising up to test Gamma neutral at 297.85. Delta didn't pick up, but Gamma picked up at the end of the day. Tesla's obviously heavily affected by any decision for tariffs this Friday. Um, Needs to get above 300, maybe even like 302.50 for a bullish breakout. Like I don't think testing gamma neutral is going to be enough. There's plenty of delta to the upside though if it does start to break out, especially if it gets out above like 315. So that might be something worth keeping an eye on. There's little to no support to the downside till about 260, and that's not even really that supportive. Uh, that picks up a little bit there too. IB spiked. Historic vol still pretty low. Yeah, mostly looks bullish, but it needs to be confirmed. You didn't? It was you, Plato? Wow. Well then, my snarkiness has been misappropriated. Me too. I could never apologize enough. Plato, you son of a bitch. Vana pumps an even larger confirmation of sold puts than Vega pumping. No. If they're shorter dated sold puts, sure. Like both of them are just going to be moving relative to moneyness, mostly. Are you talking about like on the intraday? I don't know if I like a straddle on Tesla. It's probably fine. IV is a little expensive. Yeah, I mean, IV's a little expensive on Tesla, and then also, given that it has upside resistance and no downside support, there's a very decent chance Tesla just moves up to like 300, 302, and then fucking sits there. Like it doesn't have to move, right? It doesn't have to go down or up. I mean, that's an assumption that people need to shake because that's how you get burned on shit like straddles. If it were a little higher than 300, I might straddle that. But 300 is kind of just like a ledge. I mean, even 295. If it got up here, I might consider a straddle because there's more room for it to drop. Yeah, I don't like the fact that it's like right at resistance. A little bit above resistance, and then if it drops, it's probably gonna fall through resistance or like fall through support and move more rapidly to the downside. Like it can pick up better momentum on the downside move if it were at a higher price. And then, it can pick up a lot of upside momentum at the higher price because of all of that out of the money delta. But here, there's a very good chance it moves up to like 300 and just sits there. And then there's like support at 290, 250, a little bit, and a little bit at 290. And this range could be really choppy. Like if you look at this and say we trim this out to here, there's just not a lot of there's just not a lot of gamma like right here between like 290, 250 and 300. So there's a chance that price just kind of sits here. You're not picking up like a lot of gamma on the upside, and you're not picking up a lot of gamma on the downside from spot, unless it loses like 290 and 280. Or gains 302.50. Yeah, so you can get stuck here too. Like this whole range is just a bit of a mess. Like it can get stuck here, and it can get stuck here, and that's kind of shitty if you're long a straddle. I'd much rather like get into a straddle like here or here. Those would be far better tests because then it's really likely to move versus getting hung up on the positioning around spot. So I would probably fucking just avoid it for now. Or at least I would avoid straddling it. I still like the idea of I still like the idea of maybe going long above 315 or maybe like long a little bit above 300 and then longer above 315 with like a tight stop in case it got rejected. It forecasts 1,000% profit increase in 5 years. Yeah, their sales are dropping pretty hard. I don't think the news over the weekend was particularly good for them either, so that could also be a problem. All right, and then the other one was Netflix. Netflix kind of found support at 960. Did not drop with the rest of the market. There's a shitload of gamma to the upside. Closed at 9. What did it close at? Fucking 980. Friday, so $6 off of moving above gamma neutral. I just probably like play a gamma neutral breakout to 1,000. And then there's a little bit of resistance up at 1,000. But there's plenty of delta here. I don't think there's any reason it couldn't keep going up. Doesn't look like it's going down, so I don't know why you'd want to straddle on that either. I guess if it got back below 970, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty well supported. I mean, Netflix, you really should look at more of the chain on Netflix. There's just not enough open interest here. Even here, I mean, you still have support at 980. And if I go over to gamma, there's plenty of positive gamma out to the 1,000 test. A little bit of resistance at 95, but at that point, the market maker is going to be at least somewhat supportive. And it looks like all of this is just sold puts, right? So a lot of it would just be driving more sold puts back in the money. 1,000's like a solid resistance to the upside, but I think it's a pretty decent target. That might be worth straddling. But you generally don't want to straddle in like when the price is in areas of very low gamma or like choppy gamma, which you've picked on both of them, is you've picked these areas where positioning is kind of in between bullish and bearish. Which, I guess if you have enough data, sure. But you're discounting like the momentum and the trajectory that the stock is already on. So you're reading a bit too deep into the options data without factoring in like the prior couple days price action. And then yeah, I mean this isn't like direct like gammas, like down here on Netflix, right? Where there's a ton of gamma like in this range, but it's fairly equal, right? Like in this range, Netflix could move really fast. But we're above that, right? So, yeah, up here it's much more likely that things are going to either chop or push up slightly. I think Netflix is a little bit more bullish here. Um, but yeah, you want like a straddle somewhere like this where, the price range is really wide. Here it's gonna climb up, it's gonna run into resistance. If it falls back, it's probably gonna find support here or here. So the chances of the range being sufficient to print your straddle are kind of shitty. And it doesn't get super bullish either until it gets out here, which also would have a lot of range. So if price were here, that would be a great opportunity for a straddle because or here, like what is that, 1025? Because it could fall back pretty quickly to 1,000 or push up to like 1050. Yeah, make sure you take a look at like your delta too, because there's not a lot of delta around spot, which means the MM's really not hedging much in this range. Um, and so everything's going to be driven by like that at the money gamma on those shorter dated positions. Also, Netflix is just kind of illiquid anyway, so it's much better to look at the full chain. At least for Delta. I mean, you can look at the near term gamma if you want, but. Alright, Nuivideo's up next. And this is post earnings, so. Let's see how it's doing. I know it bounced back pretty hard off of 120 on Friday, right? Was that the low test? I think it was. 116. Ow. Hmm. So, let me see what the volume looked like on those puts. Yeah, it seems like a lot of puts sold at the 115 and 120 strike. So 120 is definitely going to be support here. 125 is minor resistance to the upside. I don't know if it's going to be very significant though. And then, a break of 125 is pretty much a straight shot to 30 or back to 35. So, a lot of things are going to be like this because of the end of day rally on Friday. But, we're gonna have to screenshot this. This Epic Pen crashed. Put that in Pickle's picks, and then I'll finish the list up. Oh yeah, I was typing up the video, but it crashed. GM. What's up, Nick? Yeah. Just want to take a look at GDX. It looks like it got a bounce off of delta neutral. Net delta is positive, but not very high. Like $93.24 million. Gamma's starting to turn a little positive too. All right. Let's take a look at the positioning here. So sold puts. Looks like sold puts came in on the dip. 39, 37, and 40. Some further out of the money stuff for like September and some 31 open interests for like June and out to like June out to the leap contract. So it looks like pretty heavy put selling to the downside. Delta at 39's a little bit supportive, but 40 and 41 are resistance to the upside. Positive gamma there might carry that over, but let me see how much of that is like really short dated. Yeah, it looks like all of that gamma out to like 42 is over the next 2 weeks. So strong reversal. IV hasn't picked up a lot on the 30-day yet, but it's picking up on the 10-day. 60, 90-day IV is pretty flat. Starts to pick up positive gamma to the upside and pretty quickly. So I'd say it has like range out to like conservatively like 40, 42 to 45. Let me write it up. This is probably like a good opportunity for CSP selling because there's so many sold puts coming in. But at least as volatility picks up. So if it's like something you wanted to own, I don't think the range is really good enough for long options. And like out of the money positioning could develop more as it continues up, especially with so much short dated positioning being bullish. So it's likely to probably keep rising. But if you wanted to sell like CSPs for income, or you wanted to get like bull spreads on it, that might be an option. Or maybe just like if you wanted to wait out the repositioning to the upside, you could go long the underlying or like long and in the money call. Those would all be viable, I think. I hope that's helpful. But it's got a little bit of range. I mean, $3. $3 isn't bad. It's just not great for long options. But it looks like it's gonna stay well supported at 40 once it gets above it. So probably not gonna slip back below gamma neutral if it moves positive. They have any earnings or anything? You might want to make sure they don't have any like earnings or anything coming up. It looks like it's moving on the back of earnings. Also, gold miners overall should just be performing better now, right? Like gold has been stably up for about 6 months, and production's gonna catch up to the price of gold, right? So like, when gold prices first surge, they have a lot of if they don't have a lot of inventory, which most miners aren't carrying a ton of inventory, then they don't really benefit from the price increase until later on. And when gold prices go up, they also want to scale out production or scale up production, which means capex picks up. So their capital expenditures rise, which makes them more bearish for a little bit because they've got all this money outgoing. But then their production starts to ramp up equivalent to those equivalent or better than those capital expenditures, and then so generally like the lag between miners and spot gold is pretty pronounced. But I think gold's been, overpriced long enough that, well, not necessarily overpriced, but above 2,500 for long enough that they should all start seeing the benefits of that capex spend that came in like second half of last year. So as all of their production ramps up and gold prices remain relatively high, they will start to benefit, into like quarter two, quarter three, quarter four moving forward. How does the Fort Knox audit play into all of this? Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen, if Trump goes into Fort Knox and there's no gold there, it's because he took it. Also, Fort Knox doesn't really house all that much gold. I mean, the New York Fed has most of the gold in its reserves in New York City. Most of the world's gold is there. It's a far larger store of gold than what's at Fort Knox. And that includes, whatever gold the US has with the Fed. But, I mean, sure, if gold is missing from Fort Knox, which is stupid, but if it were missing from Fort Knox, then it would affect the price of spot gold because it would mean that there is less in reserve than presumed. All right, what's next? Root. I expect it to drop back down to 125 or 120. Why? Did Carvana not sell cars? All of the money from Carvana selling cars goes to Root. That's why they bought 20% of the company. Gamma and Delta picked up a shitload. Delta's still not positive, which might mean that prices pull back a little bit, but prices did pull back on the 27th and then rose again on the 28th. And there is plenty of interest to the upside. This looks like it's going to go out to like 165. I don't. I'm not sure that your assumption that this is going to drop is very good. There's not a lot of delta to the upside, but holy shit, there's a lot of gamma. Um, let's see. That's and some of it's longer dated too. Yeah, this looks pretty bullish still. IV's falling a little bit, but that can bounce right back. Historic volatility is still rising pretty quickly, which is just mostly from the earnings move. Hmm. Some of the calls on the upside test might be sold. What was the high? Tested like 140. Doesn't look like there's that much resistance at 140. 321. Almost all of this upside positioning is out to 321. So if this pushes up and those calls are sold, it's going to squeeze them. And it looks like the 140, 145, 150 might be where they sold calls. But you have puts, equivalently right at spot and to the upside of spot. So I would say if this gets back above 140, it could squeeze out the short calls, which is pretty dangerous position to buy puts on. Also, options on it aren't exactly cheap. 30 days a little cheap relative to its historic performance, but I don't know if I'd really trust the 10. Yeah, so, this one's... 70. I'm gonna type an L in there. Can't write over it. Well, that's just dumb. I'll just retype it. Yeah, they have a super tiny float. SMCI. Hmm. Looks like SMCI got a little bit of support on Delta neutral on Friday. Bounced back to Gamma neutral, but closed. We'll close just above Gamma neutral. Ew. Hmm. Shouldn't be using Vega neutral as like a price target on equities, by the way. Um, or I wouldn't. Okay, I already got Tesla. Tesla Biffly? Butterfly? Maybe, if it gets stuck around 300. V closed above GM on Friday. GM moved up quickly the last few days. Good time for bear call spreads or puts. Ooh, I like shorting V. Yeah, so gamma neutral moved up, but it's fucking nowhere near spot. Also, V doesn't have a lot of options interest on it, generally speaking. So I wouldn't put as much weight into gamma neutral rising really quickly. It looks like it's perfectly well supported here, and can move higher even. Could probably continue to move up, frankly. Um, Volatility's still kind of picking up on the 30-day. IB10's turning around a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if I'd sell spreads on this, just because there's like it seems like it'd be pretty easy for it to move up to 65 or even out to 70. Above 70, it's a little like that could be an opportunity. And then I wouldn't buy puts on this unless it lost 50. So yeah, I'm not really sure that this is worth even playing right now. Keep an eye on gamma neutral. If it keeps rising really, really rapidly, that could be a signal that there's a lot of in the money profit taking going on. And that, like, gamma, and especially if delta neutral starts to move up a little bit more. Um, yeah, both of those could be an indication of some profit taking. Not delta neutral above gamma neutral. That's super bullish. But if delta neutral moves up with gamma neutral, now that it's below gamma neutral, that could be bearish. Also, maybe not want to see delta just climbing on the daily. Like delta's total delta's moved up from 2.88 billion at the low to like 3.5 billion. So right now it looks like the chain's getting stronger. It seems likely that gamma max is going to rise as people continue to position out of the money towards that like 410 target. So it looks like it's probably just still bullish. I would say price action will probably slow down, but it looks like it's going to continue to grind up. And that's all I got. Okay, so did you guys have any other ones that you wanted me to do? I'll do like a couple, and then I'm gonna go grab the quants. Axon. Hmm. This doesn't look good at all. Largely put delta. Not bullish unless it gets back above 590. All of the delta's still out of the money. Oh. It looks like somebody got severely fucked on this. This doesn't look good. This still looks pretty bearish. Or at least really hard for it to turn around. Yeah, I did Fubo already. This is Axon. Most of the positioning's fairly short dated. All right. Riley. Riley's starting to pick up some 750 interest. Gamma Max popped a little bit away from spot on Friday. Friday was the high test. I think what did that? Yeah, I think it literally, yeah, 721. GM's moving up. BN's also rising, as is Gamma Neutral. Some of the Delta fell off, and overall Delta fell negative. This could probably pull back to support, maybe at $5. Mm, support above 5 would be really bullish, but I could see it pulling back to 5 or so in the short term. If bulls are able to hold it in a range where there's positive gamma until more out of the money interest builds on the chain, then it's gonna get some more upside range. But now it needs to get over 7, so and hold, which it hasn't done. So you already got one, Poopy. How do you interpret the Greeks being weird on SQQQ? The market bounced 250 points on Friday. How are they weird? Oh, that's very weird. Hmm. We might just need to look into that. That might be That might be a data error. Thanks for pointing it out. No, maybe it's not, but I think it is. I'll let Dork know. Yeah, it could be a. Well, I think it might just be getting like a null or something. For Vega tooths, do you just pick a strike and option strat and wiggle the IV gauge? No, I like. Yeah, sometimes. I wish it were more complex. I mean, AM contracts, and then I wiggle the IV gauge. I do want like positive gains on those contracts to be a little bit more durable. So I'll usually target shit that's like 60 plus DTE, usually 90 plus DTE, and then like 3 to 5 Vega per contract. Because if it's too low, like if you start getting like contracts that are like 1 or 2 Vega, the gains on the contracts are really flighty. And so it's really hard to get out of them profitably unless you're just trading them all day. Whereas like the more Vega you have, the more durable those like the increase in IV is on the contract. All right, that's it for this. I'll screenshot this, and you guys, there's 2 of them, but I'll post them both in Pickle's pics for you guys, so you'll have them later if you need them. And then I'm sure somebody could repost them in like the Pickles pick channel also, but they'll be at the top of Pickles picks. There's all of them. All right, now let me go see if I can find some nerds to hang out with. What's up, nerds? How you guys doing? I'm gonna turn you.
Great.
I'm gonna turn you
Fairly
up.
turgid.
I've just been yelling at Dork. Do
Oh,
more.
did you tell him about SQQQ?
No,
Oh,
what happened
God.
to SQQQ?
Go look at
Is
the.
it broken?
Go look. Yeah, it's
Don't tell
broken.
me that.
It's broken.
Oh.
It's broken in prod though, so it's like V1, but still broken.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Is that real? I think it might be real. I don't know.
I'm not sure. It doesn't.
Dex.
It doesn't look real.
Well, yeah, Dex went to like -1 billion in one day. Wonder where that came from.
Somebody bought.
Did they split recently?
There was a split, but it was a while ago. Also, it looks like the neutrals have been fucked since like Jan 29th, which is like a month.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll have to dig into this, but I see a shit ton of OI around like
Max OI
$10.
50 on this?
Yeah.
SQQQ?
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a crap ton of OI at like the $5 to $10 strikes.
I think it might be like an IV issue, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you'll have to look.
I mean, everything looks okay. Like, nothing looks crazy, but yeah, I was gonna check IV next. Greeks by strike looks normal. Make us do this live? troubleshooting our webs.
We don't have to
website.
do it live. I was
Do
just
it
bringing
live.
it up.
Fuck it.
It's already
What was
happening. Brought up our dirty laundry in front of everyone.
Yeah. that? You
No.
really did.
There's mommy at dinner.
The customers brought up the dirty laundry.
Uh,
Tell them that they're ungrateful, and we'll raise prices on them. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I mean, Ivy's not crazy, but it has spiked. It's gone up. It started going up to 20. Is that it, or no? Is that unrelated?
I don't think that's relevant here. I think it's just like there's no negative gamma on the chain anywhere, and so it's not finding like a neutral.
well, I can confirm that. Give me one sec.
I also think there's no negative delta on the chain either.
I mean, everything looks normal. I don't see any like obvious mistakes. I don't see any 18,724s anywhere.
Here, you want to see what's really weird? Look at the delta on the chain below like $10.
Yeah, that's normal because those are all deep in the money calls.
Yeah, but there's no negative. Like, there's no negative delta anywhere.
There's some on the puts. There's just no puts.
Yeah.
There's a metric shitload of deep in the money calls.
Here, look at that.
$5 to $22. Just a huge pocket of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real. That's what's causing it.
That's why. Yeah, I know. That's why it's not. Because
They're all on 321.
there's effectively no neutral point.
Hold on, give me a sec here. What's happening?
No, like the positioning. I really don't think you've fucked this one, Dork. I think it's just I think there's literally just no negative delta or gamma on the chain.
Is to confirm that the OI is accurate. Let me go to fucking Yahoo, get some free
All
OI
strikes.
comparisons.
All strikes are positive.
Are we sure there wasn't some sort of stock split?
SQQQ split, but it was a long time ago. Did you not log the split?
11.7. That was like a year ago. Yeah, I should have. I feel like there's something funky going on here because the things I'm looking at
Yeah, it's split 1 to
look
5
a lot
on
better than
November
what you're
7th.
seeing.
All right.
Yeah,
This year?
This open interest is
No.
real.
November 24.
There's a massive amount.
Reverse split 1 to 5.
Okay, yeah, I'm see. Oh, okay. So I think I see what's going on here. I think we can fix this.
Okay.
Just give me a sec to. I'll have to dig into this for a bit, but yeah, I think that.
Wait, what happened?
I think that we may have missed that split, but
When was it?
it's November.
November what?
November 7, 2024.
Okay, because November 6th is when these were last traded.
That would make sense then.
But they're still showing up on Yahoo's website.
Ooh,
so...
maybe they didn't give us a corrected chain with the reverse split strikes.
I don't know. It's showing up on Yahoo, so that means that it's being delivered to lots of people. Like
Yeah.
That. So we need to figure out what ground truth is, which is always a fucking challenge. Because we didn't have our own feed then.
Yeah, so
right.
Well, it might have been recorded wrong too. Like
We'll fuck with it, but I don't know why anybody would be trading fucking SQQQ anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's. I don't know what the real information is. It's showing that these were last traded on 11/6, which is right before the split. And there's a massive amount of them, and they're deep in the money.
Yeah, that could screw things up.
So
But
they
so
might have
JFresh, the
just
thing
not
is like,
split those. So you'd have to,
well,
yeah.
JFresh, the thing is that my like the end of day Greeks data is fine. Like there's like a weird jump at one point, but that's it. And it's not even, you can't even see it on here, on the website. It's just that there's something funky going on with what's happening on
All
the
right,
front end and
we'll fuck
stuff.
with it. In the meantime, stop
Yeah.
trading SQQQ. It's notionally smaller than TQQQ, and if you're trading it, you're an idiot.
It's not nice. A lot of people seem to be trading
I
it.
mean,
But why?
you could
Yeah, but
create some sort of so
dumb.
what you could do, Girk, is you could do some sort of a arb spread between SQQQ on the short vol side and TQQQ on the long vol side.
Gross.
Yep.
Gross. Just
But you
do it
could do
all.
it.
You could just do it all on TQQQ. It sounds like you have one shitty position and then one decent position. So you're gonna
I
like
mean,
Yeah, but
you're
what
are
if
you
you
gonna
only want
leverage
to
relative
use?
to the difference?
What if you only want to use calls or only want to use puts and not mix them?
Oh Jesus
ooh,
Christ.
and create a
I don't know.
delta neutral position. You would need to lever up the SQQQ quite a bit for that.
Easy fix. Look at TQQQ upside down. Just trade TQQQ. Why are people trading SQQQ? Don't buy calls on SQQQ when you go buy puts on TQQQ. It doesn't
Isn't
make
it so
any
great that
sense.
isn't it so great that the first thing that we conclude when we see a bunch of weird data is that we probably just got the wrong data from the exchanges that sell it to us. Isn't that awesome?
It's kind of infuriating, actually.
Yeah.
But
It's a little
imagine
annoying.
you're
This
like
is
a
to be
market
accurate, because
maker on
a market maker knows
SQQQ,
what it
just trying to
is.
sell calls to people that don't know that they can short TQQQ, and SIBO is giving you the wrong fucking data.
You think they'd complain? I don't know. They're probably getting the real data. We'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
Don't say that. That's gonna make me upset. Should be the same data.
Oh yeah. It's the
Yeah, we'll
same.
figure it.
Everybody gets the same.
I smell the rat, so I should be able to get this figured out.
All right, cool.
There's one thing I've learned about the markets is that they are extremely fair to everybody, large and small.
Yep, that's what I've learned too.
And that people who get rich on in the markets aren't doing so through any underhanded means. They're just simply very good at trading.
Yeah,
So like all of the unsubstantiated rumors that Steve Cohen was found guilty of insider trading are just a false flag.
yeah. Even
Yeah.
though the preponderance of evidence suggested otherwise.
I'm pretty sure he admitted it. He
It was
admitted
Yeah,
all
to it.
planned.
he also
The
he also
confession
he
was
did.
staged. It was a
Well,
confession.
didn't admit it directly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to trade anymore. They just like they like admit fault, but they don't admit personal fault, and then they just pay the fine.
Yeah, 2013, just a cool 1.8 billion.
Yeah.
In fines and forfeiture.
Anyway, so now that we're past the technical issue part of the stream, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Just thinking about how we just need to engage in billions of dollars of fraud, pay half of it back, and then we're billionaires.
Am I not doing enough fraud? Like I thought I was doing really good in the market, and I
Well,
don't.
it's like speeding tickets, right?
But I like don't do fraud, and so maybe I'm just doing it wrong.
Yeah. Let's just skip all this shit and just go straight to fraud.
Just start a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I
Ponzi's and
mean,
fraud,
yeah.
is the
When
Rabbit
you
R1 finally in V1?
what's going on with the
I don't want
Rabbit
to talk
R1? We've
about
been,
AI. Can we just have one weekend where we don't bring up that bullshit?
you know, I'd love nothing more than that, but we keep having to hear about it every week from every single person on the planet.
I mean, the market's finally in a place where they don't believe Jensen anymore, despite how good his package looked in his leather pants.
Was he wearing leather pants?
He
I
was.
wasn't able to watch
Or
this one.
shiny jeans. I'm not really sure, but it was one of the two.
Wow,
Could have
he's
been like
getting real.
waxed jeans or leather pants.
He's getting real zesty.
Yeah.
He's turning into a real zaddy.
He's gonna divorce his wife soon if Nuivideo's stock price keeps going up.
Has anybody discussed the existence of a person who would fit under the description of a grand zaddy? Like, I know there's zaddies.
Shit.
but
Well,
what
it'd be
about
like the
grand
Dos
zaddies?
Equis guy, right?
Yeah, he'd be like a great example of a grand zaddy.
Yeah. Or a great grand zaddy, depending on how old you are.
Real great.
So maybe we should just just drop GS entirely and just build a thing that identifies financial fraud.
But it's fraudulent, right? That's how we make the money.
Yeah, like we fraudulently identify fraud.
Oh, and sell it to Supersonic?
Yeah.
They don't have
Yes.
any money.
Exactly.
That's true. Shit. Yeah, I feel like
But
that might be the problem. Is the audience for that is actually broke.
I mean,
No.
even if they had billions of dollars, they don't anymore because they own GameStop.
They own billions of dollars of GameStop.
Do they?
Probably.
In their minds, they do.
I don't know. I don't know how many are left. Did you run your calculations again?
No, that script is that shit doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah, didn't Reddit like take down all their like scraping tools?
They changed them, yeah. I mean, I got what I needed out of it. I correctly predicted the date of their death at least a year in advance.
Girk, I'm glad you never want to go back to working in finance. I've just started a fintech company. Couldn't be more involved.
We started a fintech company. We're
True.
right here.
Yes, fine. We. I will put the French mouse back in my pocket.
What do people want to know? Win down?
I don't know. That's usually the question. I mean, Popcorn doesn't seem to be here, so I'm gonna watch this on 2x speed this evening. And if there's a place to fit it into the discussion with the nerds, if you're bearish on US equities over the next 1 to 2 years, where are you looking? Non-US equities. I'm very long yen, and I'm long the dollar at prices that are ridiculous. But somebody else may end up being long the dollar and then not hedged against the dollar going to, 50. That would be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, in general, everything's overvalued, so short duration's not terrible. I know it's boring.
How are you guys feeling about turkey?
Turkey?
The country or the food?
I prefer chicken.
The country.
I don't know anything about Turkey.
They have rampant hyperinflation, but they're getting it under control, and they raised their rates like a couple years ago to ridiculous levels, which I played and talked about it with you guys a lot, and you just don't listen to me at all. But I don't know. It seems like an interesting. It seems like maybe Turkey's kind of being on the front line of the new Iron Curtain. Let's call it the aluminum curtain. I don't know. Are there any like Turkish defense contractors?
I don't know anything about Turkey.
God damn it. We need a global macro guy that can just like look into all this stuff so I don't have to.
We need to find that head of macro dude that like ran for office. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, dude.
His name was like Fishbowl or something.
Is Turkey just the Russia play without it being Russia? No, Turkey hates Russia.
Yeah, they're
Turkey's
not
Turkey's I feel
Turkey's
like
Middle
Turkey will
Eastern
be
more than
like Turkey
anything.
and Poland are gonna be like the linchpin for a non-US NATO. Like they're going to receive all of the aid from EU.
I don't know. I'm
And
gonna
it,
go
it
long
seems like
Syria.
nobody's gonna want to buy US arms anymore.
I
Which
think
is
Syria's gonna turn it around.
really a problem for my long LMT position. Turkish Aerospace Industries, Roketsan, and MKE. Oh shit. We got some tickers. Aselsan has been going up. Hold on, we're only going STM.
Bitcoin doing
It's a semiconductor company.
93. Jesus Christ, we're gonna fucking run this week.
Yeah, it's because
Bitcoin
it's
going
because
straight up?
Trump said Bitcoin a bunch on Twitter or whatever.
Oh god, people are so stupid.
And he called it, I think he called it a vital, like, or something, a vital national asset or something.
Oh god.
Hmm.
Trump names cryptocurrencies in strategic reserve. He expects to include in a new U.S. crypto strategic reserve on Sunday, spiking the market value of each. He's going to buy Bitcoin, Ether,
Ooh.
XRP, Sol, and ADA. Oh my
I feel like I
god.
missed the run on this.
The assets rose 8 to 62% in trading on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. All non-US weapons manufacturers have been going up. European ones have already kind of run, though. So I'm trying to see if there's any anywhere else. Oh, you're long LMT? What a coincidence! But Jeffrey said, I think Turkey will help the new Sunni Syria government rebuild. Maybe. Turkey makes a lot of firearms. I know because I own some. They do.
Their firearms really enjoy exploding in your face, though, don't they?
What do you think the odds are that they're actually going to buy and hold any crypto?
Squab says, I'm kind of
Honestly,
mad.
refresh high.
I'm at the deli and full boarded Dietz and Watson's turkey. Now I'm arguing with the clerk and can't return this. What am I supposed to do with 6,000 pounds of deli meat? How is deli meat going to bring peace in the Middle East?
Sell it on the street.
Yeah.
Give
True.
people a handful of turkey for $3. $3 per handful.
You just hand them a fistful of turkey just straight in their bare hand.
For $3. Dude, like a nice cold slice of turkey on a, hot day. Get that hit of salt. Nice cold chill.
There you go.
It's real thin, so the heat or the chill dissipates very quickly into your mouth, causing quick satisfaction. Mm. Street meat.
Ooh. Turkish stocks are going nuts.
Yeah, all 20 of them.
Yeah. Well, this is their technology index. Hold on.
Okay, I was like, is this the Turkish stock market?
Do you think that anyone in Trump's administration is concerned that North Korea is basically like funding their nuclear program by stealing cryptocurrencies from people, and we're about to buy a bunch of it?
I have a feeling we're about to buy a bunch of it, and then it's going to get stolen by Russia.
Do you think North Korea is still holding on to that BTC, or that they sold it? Because if they're
They probably
holding it,
sold it.
they made a shitload of money.
They probably are. They're probably busy selling it.
They just made almost. Trump just made. If they haven't sold it yet, Trump made almost 200 million for them.
Damn.
Like I said, I think that the real thing that's going to happen is that Russia is going to steal that Bitcoin, quote unquote, steal that Bitcoin.
Oh,
It's going to be Russian. It's going to be quote unquote Russian hackers, which is quote unquote KGB, who's going to quote unquote steal this BTC
why are you quoting so many things?
because I don't want a van to show up at my house.
Where's your works cited?
My head pulled it straight out of my ass.
Wait, which one? Head or ass?
In the head, out the ass.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this one layer, or is this a human centipede kind of thing? Straight out of Trump's ass into your head, out of your ass?
It is a recursive shitting. Yes. There's been some recursions.
Oh.
Nice.
But I just look at what's happening and I'm like, okay, so we're about to buy a crap ton of BTC. We're going to put it in a wallet. And then we're just going to be like, I hope nobody knows how to get into this wallet. Oops, I dropped a flash drive. Silly me. And it happened to fall down in Russia. I think that's just what's going to happen. And you know what's funny is BTC is going to go up on the news.
Try some Turkish cuisine on stream. No. Isn't it dork in his propaganda? I missed it.
Yeah, Girk wasn't listening when I said that Trump was just going to give all the BTC to Russia.
My favorite part of this is when he's going to announce there's no BTC in the crypto strategic reserve, and it's only Solana, ADA,
And Trump
and
coin?
XRP and Trump coin.
Not even Melania coin.
Yeah, of course not. My Trump's up today. Do you guys own
I'm
Trump?
sure it is.
No.
Well,
Look at you, Girk. You're such a true market participant. You're like, I don't care how fraudulent it is. I'm in on the action.
I did get it on that action. It was too spicy to not. You have
This is
Trump?
why I wish we
Yeah.
had like a $300 billion fund to fucking short these things with.
So we can actually put them at zero?
So I could just like, we could just borrow like 20 billion worth of Trump coin and then just dump it on the market.
That'd be funny.
It would be, dude, it would be, I would love to do that. It would feel so good just rugging tens of thousands of everyday Americans of all their hard-earned money because they just bought into a scam.
You want to
And we are
run for
exposing it as
president
such.
now?
Yeah, they did do that with Luna. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it all the time with crappy companies.
Did we ever talk about FHA loans? Did we do that last week?
No. Yeah, apparently the FHA is like just paying people's loans for them.
Yep.
Yeah, well they have like loss mitigation strategies where I'm gonna post this guy's link
I'm up
on Twitter.
I'm
But
up $5.40 per Trump.
that's incredible. Truly the greatest trader of our generation.
I should have gotten some of this Trump MAGA. Shit's up like 484%.
Bought the wrong Trump coin. How many Trump coins are there?
400? There's Elon Trump fart. There's Trump meme. There's Trump AI.
Oh my god.
There's
Elon Trump fart.
There's
How much
MAGA
is that?
meme.
What's
There's
the market
MAGA.
cap?
MAGA's up 33% today. There's Pepe Trump.
What's the market cap on Elon Trump fart?
6.6 million.
Oh
So
my god.
61% year to date.
Oh,
damn it.
Jesus
Should I go
Christ.
log Elon Trump fart? I'm gonna buy some.
You should.
I mean, the asymmetric risk profile says that you can't afford not to.
Hey, Jay Fresh, check out the chart I just posted.
Let's see, where'd you post it?
In here.
It's ETF 500 is the symbol. Elon
that's
Trump fart.
Pandora.
Yeah, you like that? There's just a couple of dots. Nothing crazy, but
It's
I
got
thought
a,
it was interesting.
it's got a 1-year high of 4 cents.
It's only grown by 16 billion though. It's not that big.
I know I should do a year-over-year thing with these. It might change the way it looks, which I'd be down for.
Wait, government-sponsored enterprises FHLB advances. It's like 800 billion. That's a lot of scratch.
It is, yeah. We've been watching that one for a bit because it spiked up super hard a while back, and so yeah, we just. But it was one that was on my radar kind of, so I just slapped it on there and then threw this one on top.
I don't know. I didn't like invest in Trump. I just had like some money in Coinbase, and I was like, I'm gonna buy fucking Trump because it's $11, and he's bound to say something to pump it back up again, so he can sell the rest. He did.
Since 2020, the amount of assets held by the FHA has doubled, more than doubled. That's interesting. And it's on a very solid clip upward. What's the deal with that? I only care about the red line now.
Jesus Christ. Billions of dollars in payments for FHA loans that missed payments.
Yeah, let's talk about macro. I don't wanna talk about the boring shit.
You don't want to talk about FHA loans?
Are we gonna talk about
That's product goes all the
how
way to
high
the top.
the rate of default is?
Well, it's not. The rate of default's not super high because the FHA has been paying all of the delinquent loans for everybody.
Yeah, it should be higher.
Wait, did you see
That's
this?
crazy.
You'll like this one.
Also, when's all this commercial real estate gonna take a shit?
It already has. I'm pretty sure commercial real estate is officially dead.
Here's a fun chart.
Has anybody actually taken losses on it though? Like marked anything to market?
Mm-hmm.
What did you put? Did you put it in the chat? I'm not on your stream, dude.
You almost sound like a Minecraft villager.
Why do they sound like that? What's this? Freddie Mac's serious delinquency rates. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter somewhere. Who'd you steal that from?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's fun.
Right?
Super high, higher than the
CB holders are diamond handing their
2008 financial
bags.
crisis.
That's because no one will buy the shit. There's a market with no buyers. They're not diamond handing. They just can't drop the bid any lower.
Yeah, it's not Diamond Hand, it's Toe Ring Gang.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Hate this shit. If
This
I was
obviously
president,
means SPX to 6,200 tomorrow.
my first act as president, everybody must mark everything to market every day. No exceptions.
It says government-sponsored financial enterprises. Are we gonna get rid of the FHLB, or we put like? Oh no, we put the scapegoat extraordinaire in charge of it.
A Besant?
No,
Pulte?
yeah, Plute.
Plute.
Plute's fucking in charge of FHLB now.
Do it. Is he in charge of something?
Yeah, they're whatever he's in charge of, they're definitely blowing up.
What? Wait, is he actually in charge of something?
Yeah, the FHLB.
Seriously?
Mm,
I don't believe you.
I'm not kidding. You can look it up.
100% serious. We are all living in the Pultiverse right now. I'm looking this up. This doesn't seem possible.
There you go. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. William J. Pulte, Director Designate, Federal Housing Finance Agency. Dear Mr. Pulte, congratulations on your nomination to serve as Director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency.
Look at this chode. Oh, it's like a circumcised penis with teeth.
So what are those things called? The water moccasin? Is that what you're describing?
What, a circumcised penis with teeth?
A cottonmouth?
I'm describing what Pulte looks like.
I don't think he's been confirmed
yeah.
yet by Congress. I hope not. The financial disclosure is pretty funny because he had $1 million in GME. Didn't he sell it though? He had he had $1 million in GME. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wonder how he's gonna explain his BBBY bonds that he bought to the Senate after the company went defunct. What a clown show.
This is such a clown show.
I'm gonna
Wait,
move.
should I see how much my house went up in value now that we talked about the housing market being absolutely fucked?
Can you guys move to Europe with me if I use my birthright citizenship?
Why would we move to Europe? Why wouldn't we move to some sort of tropical island?
They have tropical islands near there. Mediterranean islands. Those are nice.
I could go to the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Sounds really good, actually.
Yeah. I think I mean, we all formed a company together, so we're married.
Yeah.
So it seems like you guys are just family, and I can just bring you. Ooh, we could go to Cyprus and just spend all day hanging out with Russian oligarchs. And not paying capital gains taxes.
Do we have to be... Can't we just live there? Can't we just be expats?
We could get euros from Linux grandma.
I do miss me some doner kebab.
So my house in the last 30 days has gone up in value by 1%, according to Zillow.
Why haven't you sold it yet? I just don't understand why you
Well, where am I
going
to live?
Just,
What am I going to do with the
to,
money?
just rent something and wait for the housing market to crash the second Pulte is elected head of the fucking FHLB.
Just do a bunch of bad faith wash trades on your house.
Can't
buy
you
low,
like
sell high.
sell it, use the profits, right? Use the profits to buy like a mobile home. Live in the mobile home until you can buy a house for $25.
$25.
That would be wild. I'd buy
A
two.
$25 house.
I'd buy two. You can buy $25 houses in New York, but you have to live like somewhere shitty.
You can also do it in
Dude,
France for like
sure.
a
Some
euro.
like dead Rust Belt town. Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah,
Italy
yeah, I've heard
also.
about that. Oh shit, there's more homes going up in my
So we'll just
neighborhood.
start our own
Or
winery.
when they read next door. Damn, that's a
We'll
nice
buy
house.
a €1 chateau, turn it into a winery, and then finally people can have video of you stomping on grapes with your feet, dork.
I would
Sounds
love to
hot.
stomp some grapes. Wait, like after we stomp the grapes, like how do we clean our feet off?
You don't. You lick them.
Tons, yeah.
All right, now you're getting me convinced.
You got someone to lick the grape juice off your feet.
I don't just want someone to do it. I need
I'm
to
not
know
doing
them.
it.
I need them
Has
to
to be
look me in
me.
the eye.
I'm sure we can find someone in the pickle jar who likes feet enough.
I'm sure I could find a certain pickle-themed financial streamer with a cute smile and sultry wrists.
Wrists?
You're making
Yeah.
me blush.
Oh shit, my house has gone up in value too. What the heck?
Even though a bunch of
Barely.
stuff's for sale.
You know what I did with my house? I sold it to some idiot who bought it at the top.
Nice.
He's probably up
House
like
is kind of
1%.
flattening out.
He's probably up 1% in the last week.
That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ, man, our economy is in a shitty spot. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
this is a really
we
weird
should talk
spot.
about the fact that despite the market rallying Friday, the yield curve keeps rising and the demand for volatility didn't go anywhere. I wonder if that'll change with the massive risk on in crypto over the weekend. Bitcoin's up almost 10% today.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's going to be
Absolutely nuts.
good for the dollar. So what do you get? Yields back to 5%. Bitcoin up, dollar up for the next couple weeks.
Wait. So like has the crypto lending market become a thing yet?
No.
Oh, well then why do we care about it?
Good
Why are we saying
margin.
it's essential?
Margin.
Well, okay, so yeah, if you're a degen, you got a shit ton of crypto.
They're all degens.
Right, but like in terms of like real economic impact,
Oh,
can I like borrow some Bitcoin at like an affordable interest rate?
and use it to short U.S. Treasuries? Yes,
Something like that? You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
You think the
Like,
cost to carry that borrow is not bad?
well, you don't care about the cost to carry. You just short more if it gets too expensive.
Hmm.
Oh shit! Here's a fun 4,000 square foot house. 6,000 square foot house that's on sale for 2.1 million. They started trying to sell it in September of 2023 for 2.95 million, and now they're down to 2.15.
So can I just borrow like 2 million in Bitcoin and then make it USD and then buy a house with that and then just never pay it back?
Borrow Bitcoin? People don't.
Yeah. If that's a thing, I mean, I'll
Wait,
just rent it out.
Can you borrow Bitcoin?
How else would you short it?
Oh shit, I might borrow Bitcoin.
Yeah. Daddy needs a new Miata.
You should have
Buy
gone
like
long Trump
five.
at the bottom.
Should buy like 5 Bitcoin and just wait.
Borrow
Well,
5 Bitcoin.
No, sorry, borrow. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Dork, you want to buy this house with me?
Go halvesies on a Bitcoin loan.
So here's
Dude.
something
Let's live in this
interesting
mansion
in the
for a few years
options
and build
macro.
piano strike.
Now that we're done looking at Zillow, right?
I think I've just begun. I think we should
I
just
think
end it soon. I've got a lot to do.
Doom scrolling Zillow.
Yeah, me and Jayfresh are going to live together and work on GS research.
That was always the plan.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, me and Jayfresh
Um,
have spoken many times about getting you like some sort of backyard hut on his property.
I thought we were gonna get a compound.
I was going to get a casita. Yeah, come on.
Are we doing the Djibouti thing? You know we're allowed to bribe
Dude.
foreign officials now, legally.
Do they have good internet?
Maybe.
Reliable internet is.
I don't know. You just check a Ethernet cord over to Yemen.
I'm sorry, a what cord?
Ethernet, Ether.
Oh no.
Ether. Yeah.
You just say RJ45 like the rest of us nerds.
Nobody says that.
I say it.
Yeah. If we want to talk about macro,
So here's something really fun.
take
In the
their
middle of the
asses at the
day,
end of the day.
when we were down at the bottom, I was like, man, bulls really want to probably get this back to where their put leverage is highest. And that's exactly what they did.
Yep. That is exactly what they did. You're correct.
Yep. That's exactly how much we went up.
Yeah. So like, I was showing this to Nitu the other night during our 1v1 little session we had. If you look at that put leverage curve, in the little saddle is where sold puts are nice and happy. On the other hill is where sold puts are really sad, and then like the top of that peak is right where they're like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And they got themselves out of the red and back into the I don't like this, but I'll live to die another day.
Yeah,
So they want to keep going. They want to go up another 2 or 3%.
but they didn't leverage up puts. And they didn't really squeeze any short calls. So
yeah, I think it was actually more of like end of month window dressing, because
yeah.
it didn't really show up. Like especially like the pump from 59 to 59.50 didn't really show up. And if anything, it looks like calls were just sold into that run. Like people just sold a bunch of calls they had, like just degen free money.
This kind of makes me worry about the durability of the bounce.
I share that worry. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's a durable bounce. I also think
nothing's really changed, so like, and we've been having a rough go of it. I think weren't we talking the other week where we felt like, maybe it was Thursday we were talking about, we felt like this drop was different than the other drops, where the other drops were just like some like macro event news that was like quickly
yeah, no. This drop is like the
feels like a
realization of the enshittification of our economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It does feel
It's felt like that since Jan. Like we've not gone substantially higher. You know, growth in the money supply is the only thing that's given us new highs.
We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't gone anywhere since Trump won the election. We just had the Trump bump, and then we just kind of flopped around.
Mm-hmm.
Which, without the Trump bump, right, the top was like 58, 5,900, which is right where I said it should be. And then now Trump, based on just the amount of money that exists, Then we got this like really big bump, and we're just like, well, we're kind of out of money, so it's probably going to be just really volatile and flat-ish. And so far, that's borne out.
Yep.
We also have tariffs on Tuesday against
Yeah, that's
Mexico
gonna
and
be fun.
Canada.
But
Tariff
he's
Tuesday.
he's gonna back out of it again.
Yeah,
Like, nobody's even listening to anything. He's already like
but
completely played out.
but we have to like
Whatever.
sell off before he backs out of it, right?
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
what if he doesn't, right?
We'll see.
Like,
I
you
think
can't
more
just
likely
hold
back
overnight.
out on Monday, then be like, yeah, let's just pull the trigger on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, I guess by that logic, we're gonna bounce tomorrow and then fall on Tuesday when the tariffs are enacted by surprise.
Aha.
Oh, everything's gonna get so expensive. Jesus. Beefinachi. What weapons tickers will run? Taiwan, South Korea, especially Japan. Okay, this is the only. I think this is the only reversal, like bear reversal we've gotten that hasn't coincided with an increase in put leverage. That's got to be bearish as fuck. I'm gonna look at the SPX chain. Dude, Delta's flat. And we didn't even get positive. Like, we're nowhere near gamma neutral.
Okay, you want to hear a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Well, or at least a correlation that I'm going to turn into a causation improperly, because it just is more fun to do that. If you go look at M2, the non-seasonally adjusted, so WM2 and S on Fred.
Send me a chart.
The top, yeah, I can send you the chart. Let me just pop this bad boy in here for you. Just slide it in real smooth.
Nice and slow and tender.
Take care of you. I don't think our relationship is very healthy.
It's not. Not at all.
None of ours
Okay,
are.
so Jan 13 was the top of M2, and then like it started tumbling. And if you go and look at the SPX, Jan 13 was like the bottom of the last like little dipperoonie before we just rocketed. That was a margin call.
Ooh. Interesting. Hold on. What was Jan 13 for carry leverage? It was the peak. Well, Jan 14 was the peak. Ooh, that's fun.
Because all the like M2 this year has just been fucking margin extended to non-bank financial institutions.
Oh my god. And the spread's been closing. I don't know, dollar rallied on Friday. If dollar stays up and the spread widens again, then maybe they can hold on a little longer. But if M2 keeps declining, that's really bad.
The problem is it's delayed, right? We only have it to Feb 3.
Yeah.
So, but it did seem like it. So Jan 27 was when it kind of stabilized, which was a big drop.
I wonder if it's actually delayed or if we could just track it live on me and Dork's fucking fake synthetic swap.
M2 money supply? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if it's all based on the carry trade.
That's what my spread calculator tries to do.
That's where all the margin is. Your spread calculator is actually like scaring the shit out of me, by the way.
It's pretty good, huh?
Well, it's because it's going like the spread's going up alongside implied volatility, which is what happened in
Well, the spread's
August.
collapsing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened in August when we almost fucking crashed.
Yeah. And it seems to have bottomed, right? Over the past few months, we haven't really gone lower.
You mean since Jan 13th?
Since about July 2024, we have not had new lows in the spread, and in July 2024 was when we actually reached like the all-time lows in the spread. But like actually not all time, but since like the 90s.
Yeah.
So we might be just hitting into the leverage brick wall where now what has to happen is you have to start being more risky with what you're willing to lend, same as treasuries in terms of, marginability. So,
We just need to crash.
we're taking like crypto loans and we're doing like, collateral swaps with treasuries. That's when it gets interesting. When you say crypto is as good as treasuries, when you're able to do that, that's when it starts getting real spicy.
But we
That
can
being
say
said,
that because we now have a sovereign crypto fund.
yeah, that's when things are going to get real spicy when Russia
Yeah.
steals all that crypto.
America's going long Cardano.
Jesus Christ. Gaff's probably just nutting all over the place right now.
What's he up to?
Probably still long Cardano. What happens if Trump gets Mexico and Canada to tariff China? I mean, China's economy is already fucked. It's not like, I mean, they'll just make trade deals with Russia and the EU. And Russia and China and the EU will fucking cut the US out and everything will cost 50% more. Or you get to buy the 4 items that are still manufactured in the United States for a relatively small margin on top of the exorbitant cost of labor. It's going to be great.
Yeah, although I will say, you all should go, if anybody's looking for something to do with their life, you should go into metalworking of any kind.
Like a blacksmith?
Yeah, basically.
Oh
A
my
modern
god.
day blacksmith.
I don't want to be a
But no, you
modern
don't
one.
even you can go to trade school to do it. Or you could even, if you find a shop that's willing to take you in, you just learn on the job.
Because we're going to
Um,
need that.
I mean, I'm in a situation where I need something done immediately, and there's no amount of money I can offer somebody to prioritize the work that I need done.
Have you tried
Like,
poopy?
no, but you mean
Isn't it popcorn?
popcorn?
Popcorn? Sorry.
He's retired, isn't he?
He's
No,
not
he still
retired.
works at a shop.
Yeah.
No, he does sheet metal. I don't need any sheet metal work.
Oh. Is it still your glazing oven or whatever the fuck it is?
No, brazing, and no,
Brazing.
it's not that.
I feel like you just want everyone to go to trade school so you can accomplish your task.
No, I mean the demand is so high. Like lead times are insane everywhere. People need so much shit made.
It's almost like we exported all of our manufacturing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, a big thing is that most of the federal government contracts, they don't necessarily require that you do work that can be done in the U.S., but they make it really difficult to ship that work out to foreign countries.
Carl will do it.
You can kind of get around it. Like, so there's services like Xometry and other places where you can send a part you need made, and it will like basically matchmake you with machine shops around the world who will bid on your thing. And usually they'll let you buy something from China without much bulking, and it's usually like 3x to 5x cheaper. But yeah, All got to be made here.
Poopy knows a guy who does what you're describing.
What? I haven't described anything.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
just
thought.
said metalworking.
Bob said if you need something in stainless, I can get it.
What do you mean need something? I need stainless to be worked. I don't need to buy stainless. I can buy as much stainless as I want.
Poopy says custom metal work.
I hate everybody. No. The solution is I'm gonna do it myself. I bought $800 worth of tools off McMaster Car that's showing up on Monday, and I'm just going to fucking do it myself.
I like that solution.
Yeah, sucks, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And clearly, I'm the only one in the whole fucking world that wants to do it.
Yeah, so everything still looks pretty fucked. Oh, bond volatility finally moved back over 100. 104.
Neato.
Skew jumped back up again.
Just in time for Tariff Tuesday.
Yep.
Yay! Oh, we
VIX
didn't talk
correlation
anything
flattened
about the
out.
bonds, about the bond market. Do you want to talk about rates?
We should probably talk about rates. You know, Kem Carson's plagiarizing us again.
Oh God, what is?
He's telling everybody that the 10-year will be 6% by Q3.
It all feels so familiar.
It does, right? It's almost like I know people who've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah, but it's first down then up, right?
Well, yeah, because everyone's panicking now and
Right.
buying, and yeah, and they're all going to get fucked. And then it'll
Right.
go up.
First
I will say
everybody
that if the
piles-
10-year hits like 7 or 8%, it's only going to happen for like an hour.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, and then everybody in the world is going to buy as much US debt as they can feasibly get their hands on,
Yeah.
including me. I'll be very busy for that hour.
Yeah, but it'll be fun to see because I mean I don't know how they're going to resolve the debt ceiling. We're currently drawing down the TGA through extraordinary measures or whatever. So they have what, like a week or 2 weeks or something before that is likely run out.
Oh man, I just realized it. So okay. Sorry, I want to circle back around the FHA thing.
Well, I
You
just
know what,
want to
that
finish the thought I had. So
go
I
ahead,
think
go ahead,
probably
sorry.
until they pass a new budget, probably not a great time to go long duration. So kind of let that TGA draw down because that basically will filter out and get used to buy up whatever issuance is issued to replace what sloughs off. And then once they pass a budget, I mean, from all the budgets that I've seen so far, the deficits are still massive. So they're not only massive deficits that are as big, if not bigger, than they are now, but they're also a dramatic cut in just overall spending, financed by lower taxes, but still at the massive deficit. So I think at that point, if they actually pass that, where it's just like, oh, all this Doge talk is not really being met anywhere because Congress passed something with no reduction, no real reduction other than like, I mean, stuff to poor people, which doesn't affect any markets really. Well, yeah. So that's when I think rates are going to go up when they pass a ridiculous budget.
That makes sense.
Did it pass the
No.
House already? Congress had one that passed the House. House passes budget resolution 2 days ago. Yeah, Friday.
I
So
wonder
it's
if
got
crypto is running hard enough right now for it to be considered running hard enough for the market to crash.
Probably.
Like it's up almost 10% now.
You got to think in terms of overall leverage, right? Where are they pulling leverage away to lever into that?
It's got to be bonds.
Why would they pull leverage away? They just get more of it.
Well, because if you create a crypto reserve, the dollar is going to go to like nothing. Like dollar drops, you buy more crypto, dollar drops more, you buy more crypto, dollar drops more, you buy more crypto. Until dollar is nothing. And then you have a bunch of worthless shit.
Correction, Russia has a bunch of worthless shit.
Russia's just going to rob all our bank accounts because we're removing our cybersecurity focus on them.
Well, yeah, right before we buy a shit ton of Bitcoin.
Yeah. So just going to raid our bank accounts.
And North Korea is going to steal all our Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Yep.
We're going to have to give them 2 nuclear weapons to get that Bitcoin back.
Are we geniuses? I think we might be geniuses.
No, get this, Jay Fresh. Musk is going to single-handedly crash the housing market because he's going to label those FHA payments as waste, fraud, and abuse and cancel them all.
I mean, the danger of... Hold on one second.
What do you think of that, Jay Fresh?
But that whoever is at Gleep's door is more important than all of us.
Exactly. Well, that Musk is going to crash the housing market.
I just don't think he can. I mean, if you go and look at what he's actually been canceling, I already told you this the other day, but he's just canceling any contract that has the letters DEI in it. He's canceling a bunch of
well, I know what he's currently
consulting
canceling.
Contracts, and then like administration contracting contracts. Like it's all just like these little piddly, like hundreds of thousands, million here, a few million there. It's not like, and then
But
they're like,
once he-
I guess they're trying to sell land, and then they're just firing everybody. Like that's basically what they're doing
right now, but I think he's going to go after those FHA payments.
Can he?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, he has enough of a platform to make it happen.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, do it. Crash the
And he's
housing market.
what's gonna happen is he's gonna crash the market. Everyone's gonna
I
get
want my
foreclosed
taxes
on.
down, baby.
Yeah, your taxes are gonna go down, but so is the value of your house. And what's gonna happen is then once everyone's kicked out of those homes, BlackRock's gonna go in and buy all the property.
The perfect deal.
Yes, that's how we make them better.
Exactly. No, BlackRock, not Blackstone. Blackstone's gonna buy more BlackRock.
It's even in the song. Not
What's the
BlackRock.
risk that Elon just doesn't make a Social Security or random U.S. debt payment?
Oh.
And we default.
No, we're gonna pay it in Bitcoin.
I need to talk to George right now and find out what his assessment of the probability for a default is right now.
That guy's interesting.
It's not just Basant though, right?
Basant, Pulte. No, Pulte doesn't make those payments.
Here's what's weird though. If they fuck anything up, they're also broke. Like the amount of money, the amount of money that the average American loses relative to what Elon would lose if that happened. Like not only would the price of Tesla tank to practically nothing, but he would get immediately called on all of his shitty loans for buying out X.
Yeah.
So Elon would actually go bankrupt.
Like there's not going to be a reset in the U.S. debt market. I don't think. I think the only way there's going to be a reset is in the U.S. asset market, and only to the benefit of people who can take advantage of such an asset reset.
Yeah, I agree
I
that
don't.
I agree that Bassan's probably the only one with any credibility. But he's also like a dipshit economist.
Yeah,
Yeah, his
he's
interview
already
was
said
pretty
some
interesting.
very questionable things.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You mean like just doing exactly what Yellen was doing because there's no other option?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They really want to get that tenure down.
Yeah. You know how they're gonna do it? By selling more of the 3 and 6 month.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, buy Bitcoin with the 6 months that they sell.
Get Jamie Dimon to buy Bitcoin and use the leverage to short the 10-year.
I still don't think they're gonna buy a single fucking coin. They're just trying to pump Trump coin so they can sell it. They'll be like, well, fuck it. We don't need Bitcoin.
Why must you
Sure,
hurt me? It's like being stabbed a million times.
Oh, speaking of Bitcoin and you not wanting to talk about AI, guess what I found this week?
You figured out how to trade Bitcoin with AI?
No,
Oh.
I I I looked through just only a handful of publicly traded Bitcoin miners and
Yeah.
found either current or soon to be processed transactions for nearly $200 million worth of Blackwells.
Oh, nice.
And that's just from a handful I looked at. So we could be looking at a significant amount of pumpies for Nvidia Bitcoin. So that basically the price of Nvidia is once again somewhat tied to the
Crypto.
price of Bitcoin. Yeah, they're all getting
Nice.
into the AI space because
They're
they
not
all
even
like
using them for
AI.
AI. They're just using them because it's 4 GPUs on one board.
Yeah, but they're all like specifically saying we are getting into AI compute in their earnings statements,
Uh,
which is bizarre.
do the Bitcoin miners even have like any money?
They all have lots of money right now because Bitcoin is up.
Hmm. Poopy's leaving because I keep making fun of Basant and our sovereign wealth fund.
Why?
I don't know. It finally hurt him too much, I think.
Why is he have
Oh,
any
okay, he's
why
not
does he
leaving.
care at all?
What? He's a
What
fiscal
connection does he
conservative. The Trump
so shouldn't
administration
he
is
be
like a
against?
complete nightmare for all fiscal conservatives.
Oh, because you're goading him with all this stupid spending.
Yeah. Well, so like
I got it.
he was all like, "Oh, Basant's going to come in and bring the dollar down and sell the long end of the curve." And then Basant came in and he's like, "You know, the thing that Yellen was doing was really great."
Yeah, just like when Trump was like, "We're gonna deport everybody," and then like once he's starting to get briefed, he's like going on Twitter. It's like, "We really need to get immigration up."
We need to yeah, we need to import rich people to buy my gold card.
Uh,
I don't know where they're going to find 10 million people that want to live in the US that have $5 million
Uh, that
besides
many
Russia.
people with that much money doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. It's literally a fantasy. Yep, but this is where we are. We shot Harambe, and now we have our second Trump presidential.
So
Before,
there are roughly 36 million millionaires outside of the US.
yeah, but how many with 5 million?
Oh shit.
And really, they have to have at least like 10 million because if they only have 5 million and they spend it all on this card, then they're poor.
Yeah.
well, if they have 5 million in assets, they could technically
They all
get the
just live in
card on the
China,
loan.
right? It's got to be like nobody in no none of the European millionaires are going to buy the fucking gold card. So it's got to be like the 6,000 millionaires in China.
Cool.
We're going to need all of them.
Cool. So that's like 30 billion. It's like nothing. Why are we doing this? We already
Oh,
know.
6 million. 6 million millionaires in China.
Oh. Yeah, but we need people with 10 million.
Yeah. I don't know how much. They just have a million. I don't know how many multi-millionaires I guess I need to search for. It's going to be a much smaller number. There's like 2.8 million people with a net worth of more than $50 million in the entire world.
Okay. How many of them already live in the US? Probably a lot of them.
Ooh, 5.1 million individuals holding on to $5 to $10 million in wealth.
Ooh, all right. So we need every single person to be every single
Okay,
rich
and
person in
of
the
those
world.
5.1, 60% live in the US.
Okay, so not possible.
Maybe you just need like 1 billionaire to buy citizenship for like a bunch of his buddies.
I hate this shit.
It's such a good idea, though. Well, don't we already have like investment citizenship? Like you invest $1 million, and like you can just come here. You just like invest $1 million into any U.S. company. You can get a green card.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Just send Elon
It's
to
not supposed to make sense.
foreign country and surround him with women. He doesn't like women. His dick doesn't work. Allegedly.
Who are we talking about? Lindsey Graham?
Elon Musk.
Yes. Oh, Elon, sorry.
Yes. Is he gonna bring meat? Yeah, I was gonna ask if he was gonna bring Meat Shield with him.
Meat Shield.
That's his kid.
I
His
swear to
kid's
God, I
name
hope
is Meat
Elon.
Shield?
I hope Elon watches these streams and laughs because that's fucking hilarious.
Wait, his kid's name is Meat Shield?
No.
Yeah.
He was
No,
like
it's not.
he was like going on about
X25
getting like assassinated, and then he started going everywhere with like his kid on his shoulders.
Interesting.
So people just started calling his kid Meat Shield. It's Grimes' kid is the wild part too. Yeah, apparently he has like another kid with Grimes who needs like immediate medical attention, but Elon's just blocked her on everything. Which is actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he is a piece of shit, so it's like not. What a great guy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyway, so I'm thinking this rally on Friday, not so durable. Might get a little ugly tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, who won this week? Did I win?
You did. You won. I won all week, and then you won on Friday.
Yep.
So you won. Like almost exactly. I think you were like 59.50, and it was 59.54.
Did I say 50 or 30?
It might have been 30. I don't know. I had to
I
move
guess
your
50
line
or
after,
30.
but whatever.
I see how you feel about the integrity of this.
I felt the same way. I mean, you know what's really important is that Dork said 6,100. So.
You know, bulls have been less turgid than I thought they would be.
He said he was gonna sign a mineral deal last week. Repeatedly. He's been saying he would sign the mineral deal all along. He said he was willing to abdicate the presidency. But he's already said that. It's not new news. He still wants security guarantees. He's not going to take Trump's deal without a security guarantee. He can't. Unlike our elected officials, he has to do what the people want.
Hold on, though. Hunter Biden's bathroom, and who has all the cards? Who's holding all the cards right now?
That was the most embarrassing fucking moment for the US government that I've ever seen broadcast nationally. And I've seen us broadcast Hunter Biden's actual cock.
Who holds all the cards?
Hunter Biden does because he's got
I
the
just
cock.
want to know.
He's got a good cock.
There's a lot of talk of cards. Who had them and who didn't? And I need to know right now who has the cards.
Nobody has any cards. They're not even playing cards.
Who has the cards? It doesn't matter. Just
Putin.
Where are the cards? Where are the cards?
Putin has all the cards.
Where are all the goddamn cards? I have not had a card update in almost 2 days. Where are the cards?
The weapon of mass destruction was Hunter Biden's hog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
North Korea stole $1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin to buy Hunter Biden's hog.
It's so dangerous that Trump and Putin had to work together to scrub the internet of the image.
And Trump can't stop thinking about it, so it did something to him.
Trump likes
Oh, yeah.
Trump likes all forms of masculine power. That's why every time he meets with a world leader, he comes out of his office just like chortling their balls as hard as he feasibly can. Did you see like Macron forcibly remove his hand from his knee? He was getting so fucking horny for Macron.
Isn't he real short?
Macron? He's tall. I mean, he's taller than Trump, so he's got to be like 5'9".
Yeah, but I'm talking like Trump with his pumps on.
Yeah, he's taller than Trump. Zelensky's not. Zelensky's shorter than Trump with his pumps.
Zelensky's short.
Yeah. Zelensky's like a little dude. That's why he keeps dodging the bombs and the assassins. He's just too small to hit.
What is wrong with you?
A lot of things.
All the field calculations assume a 6-foot person, so yeah, you'll end up overshooting.
The Ukraine's too flat to hit a target that short.
Jesus. All right, prediction this week. 59.05 in the week. That's all. I'm just gonna do it in a week, because I have no idea.
Trump is not 6'3", man. He's not old and slouches. He's just like 5'10". He's barely taller than Zelensky, and Zelensky's like 5'4".
I'm looking it up. How tall is Donald?
There's nothing to look up. You're just gonna get all the.
It's just PR, yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on.
I'm gonna head.
Zelensky's 5'7", and Trump's like 3 inches taller than him.
It says he's 6'3" on the POTUS.com website.
I don't believe it.
What did you expect?
He's wearing 5-inch heels.
Is he? Oh, that he took that
wears
trick from
pumps.
what's
That's
his
why
face?
he looks like he's like
Leaning all the time. Yeah.
leaned forward.
Haven't you seen the beta lean meme?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We only have 3 years, 10.5 months left of Trump. So
that's not
it'll
true.
Be over before you know it. What?
That's not true. They're already like putting bills up to like remove the cap on presidential terms.
Well, all right. Well, we only have till he's dead. Then we get Barron.
That's like 2 years from now, if not like this week.
Yeah.
If Zelensky could just get him that angry every day, he'd be dead already.
I'm gonna slip out. I gotta run.
Wait, we need your
Sorry.
prediction.
He
I just
said
gave it to you.
5905 or whatever, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, 5905.
all right.
I'm gonna say 5908.
God damn it.
Butthole.
Am I just doing straight lines?
Yeah.
I'm hungry. You starting the stream this late, Girk, fucks me over because like it starts right around lunchtime for me.
Nobody ever consulted me about this.
Yeah, what the crap, man.
I could do it early again. The EU people like that.
I don't care about the Euro pours. I just care about being hungry.
I know we have a few.
Hold on. And
All
then, what's yours, Dork?
5908.
Jesus. What the fuck is this?
You gonna do 5901? Just screw me over.
I mean, yeah. No, I think this week's actually far more bearish than that. I'm gonna go low. I really don't like the way things look right now. I'm gonna go for delta neutral.
It'd be so funny if whoever goes first each week just gets boxed in by the other two.
We did that for like 2 weeks last year. It was miserable.
Oh god.
You guys just did it to me every time I was right.
You'd
be like $10 above or below me. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get this published for everybody who trades on this information.
Stalin got rid of the tall people. Smart.
Alright, there we go. All right, boys, here you go. Here's your top-notch predictions.
According to that one physical, he's 6'3", 200 pounds. Oh, fuck.
All right, boys. Always a fun time.
Yeah, you too.
Let's go jerk it.
Later.
See you at Futures in an hour and a half.
Yep.
Thanks
Later,
for
guys.
having me,
Yep. Thanks for coming on. Guys, if there's any stocks or anything I didn't get to on the stream, hit me up and let me know. I'll be around most of the rest of the day. I'll have Pickle's picks out for everybody tonight. But yeah, I mean, if I had to sum this up, I don't think it looks particularly good right now. Things could change tomorrow and Tuesday. It's going to be really, really uncertain over the next 2 days because we just don't know what Trump's going to do regarding the tariffs, and that's going to be the linchpin of price action at least over the next couple of days. So we could really kind of open anywhere, but I find it very disconcerting that we don't see an increase in put leverage. And I think he's already delayed the tariff threat long enough. Canada's not going to capitulate, so he's likely to enact them. Maybe not on Mexico, which could soften the blow, but Trudeau does not seem like he is going to bend the knee. Scheinbaum's been working with Trump's administration a little bit more closely, and I mean, obviously their economy is a little bit more under threat than Canada's. Yeah, well, their economy is doing okay, but I mean, they're not a big economy yet. And tariffs from the U.S. would definitely hurt them quite a lot. Where's Bulgurk? I mean, I would just probably target like 60-30 if I thought we were going to go up. And that would probably be the case if tariffs aren't enacted in some way. But I mean, like the fact that we don't have any, like, you know, significant moves on short vol on Friday is, I mean, like all of those puts that squeeze, those were there and they were expiring. And if you look at like the SPXW chain, um, Delta fell off really hard, and Gamma didn't pick up that much. Like that was all like 5 minutes of price action and end of month window dressing, like just packed into the end of the day there. But I don't think that bodes well for tomorrow. Like I don't think it's a bullish reversal. It's still a lower high over the prior day. So it's pretty bad. And like the situation hasn't changed. I also don't think the US actually having a strategic Bitcoin reserve is bullish at all for the dollar. And I think it's going to cause some more worry in bond markets. So we have, you know, we have that effect, and then we have the lack of increased put leverage. Like put leverage still fell on Friday. We're not really above the sold put positioning yet. So we could maybe move up a little bit more. But with us still being like negative delta and gamma on the chain, and the forward yield on volatility being positive, it seems like this is still a very unstable move to the upside. We'll have to go a lot higher to confirm anything. Like we need to get back over GN or DN, which is still like 60-50. And like $100 above spot. In August last year, we ran from the Colorado and dumped the next trading day hard. Yeah, I could see that happening. I can see tomorrow being pretty nasty. Like, vol didn't come down relative to the rise in price very much, which means volatility is still going to be pretty high going into tomorrow. And all of those puts that were sold under spot are gone now, so that supportive delta is just wiped out. And we're not really going to have any significant flows from charm until like March OPEC, like we get closer to March OPEX, which is still a couple of weeks out. So yeah, I think there's definitely a good chance that the early part of this week could continue to be bearish, because the entire week was down. I mean, over the course of the week, we still dropped what, 100 basis points from open to close. So yeah, I don't particularly like it. Anyway, I'll write up more on it tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Later.